This is my top of the line, fully spec'd out 17-inch MacBook Pro preview trailer thingamajig. I don't know what to call it actually, but I make films for a living and this seemed like a pretty good way to show off what this MacBook Pro is really capable of and what great value it could be for whoever buys it. So first things first, you want to know the specs. It has a 2.2 i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM and a fast 500 gig SSD drive. Plenty capable of flying through even the most demanding tasks. I have cut broadcast TV commercials and TV shows on it, as well as produced many After Effects and Cinema 4D 3D promos with it. In short, whatever you need to do, whether that's advanced video editing, sound mixing or 3D motion graphics, this laptop is plenty up to the task. So, before we go any further, I have to big up the screen on this laptop. This was the best high-res custom screen Apple produced before they went fully Retina with their laptop line. It's super sharp and really big, which if you're doing creative work is an absolute must. In fact, I used to use this next to a Retina MacBook Pro at work and I would pick this every time. Why? Because the screen was just much nicer to work on. It was big and high res and you could arrange your layouts any way you liked. Anyway, I digress. I've owned this MacBook Pro since new and it has been used as a desktop computer for pretty much that entire time, so it hasn't been banged about in transit. Much. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. The case and screen are immaculate and like new, and I've upgraded everything there is to upgrade, so it's more than capable of keeping up with even most brand new MacBooks. The only reason I'm actually replacing it is my work has given me a new iMac, and as much as I'd like to, I just can't justify having both. Side by side, I honestly can't tell much of a speed difference between this and the iMac, and the iMac is the top of the line 4GHz i7 with an SSD drive. Sure, on render heavy stuff like 3D motion graphics, the iMac has an advantage, but it's not night and day. Try Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, After Effects, and I really can't see much of a speed difference. And some of this may be down to the Mac Pro having a really fast SSD and 16 gigs of RAM, but either way you look at it, the MacBook Pro can still more than hold its own against any tasks I or you throw at it. So, if you do have any questions, please do get in touch. Until then...